Well, today I repointed this patio. I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, this is a flagstone patio. It was done about 35 years ago. Like anything, 35 years or older, your car, whatever you got, you go around and patch it up. So the owner power washed it already. So we're just going to mix some stuff and do a quick patching. Now the patio's a little darker, so I'm going to use some of this stuff. I'm going to put it in this bucket of water. Make that a little dirtier. And then we're going to go 1, 2, this is 1 trowel full of Portland, a big one. And we're going to mix it up, and that's going to be our mix. I'm going to add this water in here. This dark water. See if that darkens it up a little bit. And it should. Yeah, it's too dark. If it's getting too dark, then just add a little extra water like that. There it is. So, it's darker. It's going to dry lighter, but it's darker. That's about it. Now here's the plan. So we got it mixed up. See, it's not soft and it's not too hard. We're going to get some regular water. I'm going to paint the joint. That's what you do. I'm not using the sprayer. If you see something loose like that, and get it out. But if a patch job is a patch job, is a patch job, is a patch job. So then we get it in here and we squish it down in there just like that to make sure it sticks into the wet spot. Just like that. No big deal. Ain't no big deal. Because we want to get it in there first to make sure that it really sticks. Once we make sure that it really sticks, just go over it with your trowel like that. See that? That's it. No big deal. Now it's kind of about, what, 70 degrees now. It's going to go up to 85. So we're not going to make a big deal out of it. Patch job is a patch job. Now when you get to these skinny parts, not a lot you're going to do. Not a lot you can do. So you got to kind of, whatever goes in there, you can get it in sideways like that to get some depth. Like that. That's good. And then you force it in like that. See that? You force it in. And you just get your glove around here. What else you gonna do? You ain't spending hours and months and weeks and whatever else you got going on. Just do that. See that? Rub it in there. All you're trying to do is get rid of the cracks. That's it. Then we get our bucket of water and a sponge. And just sponge off the stones. See that? Do it again if you have to. Get it off the stones. Like that. Over here a little more we do. Let it dry up a little bit. See how it comes out, and then we'll go over it again. And the secret is clean water and the sponge. Continuing on, see if it comes up, it comes up. Doesn't come up, you leave it there. Unless you want to go through all that craziness of ripping it up. But there, it's like plumbing. Once you start ripping it all up, it's just going to keep coming the whole patio. Might as well relay it then. But this is just a fast patch-up job where the owner isn't getting charged a fortune to make it look better and last longer, because there's really nothing wrong with the stones. It's just that it's been here 35 years in northeastern Pennsylvania. Now this is Florida. If it was Florida, it'd probably be as good as new. Take your thumb and rub it down in there. Make sure you get everything. The whole secret to this, pointing up, some people might disagree, is the sponge. So that looks good. Little rock there. So now we get the sponge and go over the joint here. When you get on a job like this, you start out with your ideas and then you adapt to the job, if that makes sense. So now I'm going a little further, a little faster. No big deal. Now we know. I know I got about 90% of this, just what I did. So I'm going to let it dry up, and then I'll be back later and go over it again. After it dries up, then you can see where it needs it or it don't. Okay, I'm working with my nephew here today. And I'm usually working on Fridays at the pizza shop. How come you're not working at the pizza shop today?
I got fired from that job.
You got fired?
Mm-hmm.
You go down and you tell them that you've been fired from better jobs than that. What were they paying you?
$5 an hour.
$5 an hour? And what am I paying you?
$4.50.
See, you're asking too much money. But because you're my sister's kid, I'm going to give you a raise. You're going to get $4.75 an hour.
Wow, thanks.
Well, let's see how we're doing. We filled all the thick spots first, and you can see they're all drying, and we're going around doing different parts. And this, see, this all matches in here. Almost looks like a new patio, but then you got the old stuff over here. So what do you do if you want to make that match? I'm going to show you. So this is wet right here, this dried up, and you want this to match this color. So what I'm going to do is get a little bit of the stuff, put it in there, add a little water, stir it up into a paint. See, I'm just turning it up into a paint like that. And since it's wet already, I'm just going to paint over the joint just like that. See it? And that is going to make all those joints match. That's all you got to do. Then if they seal on top of that, that should match it all up. Just like that. See that? And you get a little bad spot, you can just do that to it. Make sure it's right. All you're doing is disguising it. That's all you're doing. You get your sponge and just go around the edges. And that's going to dry to, all the patio will look the same then. Well, right here we just have a little split in the sidewalk. So we're going to wet her up first. It's like an expansion joint, I guess you could say. Wet her up first. Get her down in there. Okay. See, this kind of peeled up, so I'm just going to put that little piece in there. Same thing, wet it out good so it'll stick. Wet the back a little bit. And we'll do this a little bit too. Stick it in there. We got a loose stone here, and stones usually are loose no matter what we do. If we try to point up around it, it's still loose. So there's something underneath it that's keeping it from moving, keeping it wobbling. So what we want to do is get underneath this stone, patch it up like that. So now we get under and see there's a crack in the sidewalk, and this crack is forcing this stone up. So what are we going to do? We're going to grind this down like this. I'll get my little grinder and grind it down. The whole sidewalk is lifting up because of that. See it? It's all loose. Everything underneath the sidewalk's loose, so there's not much you can do with it. When you get the stone like this, let me see how that went in. I don't want to do it wrong. It went in like that. So I'm dragging the stone down a bit too. Now we're going to have something solid to put it on. So instead of banging on everything, we're going to cut this down too. That's going to fit in there good. So now we're going to put the cement in, clean it up. So I got this all done. Get the water, like I said, always wet it, otherwise it ain't gonna stick. Everything's moving, but the sidewalk's broke, so what am I gonna do? I wet this off like that. I'm all ready to go. I just put a little goulash in there like that. See, it's wet. It's okay, we want it wet. And if you think it's important, you can also do the back like that. And then just find out where it goes and stick it in. And then bring the rubber hammer out. You want it to get down there as much as you can. Okay, so I'm not happy. It's a little high. I get a little bit out of there. Like that. And do it again. Oh, there's a rock. That's probably one reason. And do it again. Not bad. It's pretty good. So that's that. I'm going to fill this section in here. Go around the sides. Let it dry up. Put a little bit in here. Whatever you gotta do, you gotta do. Only do what you can do. Okay, we're gonna let that dry up. Okay, we're back. Give it a little time to get better. Keep it off here. A little dusty. That's okay. And just get our sponge all around the sides. Now that's going to make that stick better, but if that sidewalk moves in the winter time, our frost could go 6 feet deep around here. It's going to make that move again, but it's better than it was. That's it. All patched up. See? Let's see if you see this. See, you got a little bit there. One thing about stonework is it actually, these stones expand and contract in the winter time. When the sun gets on them, they get hot. That's why you don't see a lot of these around swimming pools. Stones get too hot. So that's it. We're going to let that dry up. We're good. And here's the owner.
Hey, Michael, am I going to get my senior citizens discount on this job?
Okay, I gotta go, Ed. I'll see you later.
All right, thanks a lot, buddy.
So that's it. I used all the techniques I used on my other patios. You wet the joint first. I only use Portland, straight Portland, 2 sand to 1 Portland, and you add that dye in, and it colors it in pretty good. You could do every joint if you want. It's up to you. The guy's gonna wait a month and then seal it. That'll kind of preserve it for the winter. So, thanks for watching. I'm Mike Haduck.